just waiting for us to go live and then we'll jump right in.
Okay, we can go live now, Jules.
Awesome. Thanks, Ginger. Well, welcome everyone. I'm Juliana Wasco. I'm so excited that you're here with me today. I am a leader in aesthetic marketing for Diamond Accelerator, where I help medical aesthetic practices scale their revenue, dominate their market, and build influential brand presence through cutting edge digital strategy. I have over a decade of experience in digital marketing, brand positioning, and revenue optimization. I've guided thousands of aesthetics professionals on harnessing the power of marketing to generate viral engagement, attract high-value patients, and convert online visibility into booked appointments and long-term brand loyalty. Today, we are diving into my favorite meal. We are going to eat it up today, guys. It's what I call the content strategy sandwich. This is your go-to recipe for creating craveable content that fills your schedule, builds trust, and turns strangers into loyal paying patients. So let me ask you, have you ever felt overwhelmed trying to figure out what to post or where to post it, right? Wondering which platform which one even matters anymore? I can tell you that one of the most common questions that I get from my clients is, where do I post? Where do things go, right? Does TikTok matter? Should I invest my time in TikTok? So today I'm going to break it all down. I'm going to go over every single platform that I find very valuable for med spas. And I'm going to break it down in a way that makes sense for you guys. I want to give you structure so that way you can actually create serious results. But ultimately, I want you to stick around to the end because it's really important for you guys to learn how all of these different platforms come together so you can have an omnipresent brand strategy. All right, let's dive right in. So let's start off with why content matters or why various content types matter. So your potential patients are doom scrolling on Instagram and TikTok every single day. So if you're not showing up with value and consistency, someone else will, and your patients will start to follow them, right? Like raise your hand if you've ever been personally victimized by an influencer on Instagram who's giving your clients advice. Your content is your med spa storefront, your sales team, and your community hub all rolled into one. But posting without strategy is like serving a sandwich with just bread. So we're going to fix that today. Let's start off with the bread of the content strategy sandwich. The bread is the reels and the carousels. So reels on Instagram, this is talking primarily to Instagram, these first couple content strategies, right? So on Instagram, reels are reach and discovery. So think of reels like your top bun. It's what gets eyeballs on your brand. It gets eyeballs on your profile. It's what generates you new followers. It's great for quick tips, trends, and storytelling. And it's great to increase your algorithm's visibility. So Instagram's algorithm, here's a pro tip. It wants to know that you're posting on various different content types, right? It's like meeting people for all of their different learning styles. You want to meet all of those different styles with the algorithm. So when you're keeping the algorithm happy, that is how you get more new followers. And if you have the right strategies in place, it's how you turn those new followers into new patients. So what I recommend in terms of how often you should be posting on this, not on this platform, but with this content type, I would recommend 2 reels per week. I think that's very doable, especially if you have a team behind you helping you out with social media. Every reel should include trending audio and a call to action at the end. Calls to actions to increase engagement are great. So share with a friend, comment. I always recommend having a system like ManyChat, or you can even use our dashboard if you're one of our amazing Diamond Accelerator clients to use certain trigger words as call to action. So for example, comment facial to get this deal, right? When you do that, then the system will automatically reply back to that comment and send that commenter a message saying, here's your deal. Here's the link to book. Thanks so much for your interest. And so those automations that keep you responding really quickly are what really like turns those engagement, those vanity metrics into paying patients. The next step of this bread of the content strategy are carousels, education and engagement. So this is the bottom bun of your sandwich, right? These two things work together. So people love swiping through save-worthy, helpful content on their carousels. It's great for how-tos, myths versus facts, and before and after transformations. I highly recommend doing a very simple first graphic that is just a juicy, yummy headline, right? It's like its own sandwich. It's like that top bun that has to attract people to swipe through the rest of the content on a carousel. And then end that slide with a call to action. Save this post, comment below. When asking people or when putting together your carousel, I recommend asking people and even considering what kind of content you save. I know I personally save a lot of tips and tricks from carousel posts that I want to come back to, or even like industry trends or data I like to save as well. All things that I think I'm going to come back and reference, even though oftentimes I don't. So when you can pack a carousel full of value that people are like, oh, I'm going to want to come back and look at this nighttime regimen later, or, oh, I'm going to save this post so I can see what, spring products I need to take out from my closet kind of thing, then that is how you have a successful carousel post. So reels are bringing people in, carousels are keeping them engaged with your content. All right, the next one are the fillings or the static posts and stories. So static posts are great for branding and storytelling. Not everything always needs to move. I know TikTok has taken over and people think video is the only answer, and it's really not. I really like just plain old photos, especially from a brand photo shoot, of you, your staff, your treatments, your products. It keeps your feed beautiful and cohesive. And it's great for announcements, before and afters, and product features as well. I like these ones because they're great to repurpose on Google My Business, which is a very important platform that all your social media content should be going to. But Google My Business doesn't allow videos. So having those photos just put into your content plans are a great way to easily repurpose them on other platforms that are going to help get eyeballs on Google for you. So for static posts, I really, really recommend getting a brand photo shoot. We've done lots of other trainings on what this looks like, and we even have a shot list for you if this is something that you're interested in doing. But when you can create a cohesive grid, then I think that it builds a lot of authority. And a break from the content sandwich, I'm going to derail my talk a little bit here and talk about the grid, because I think this is another commonly asked question that I often get from a lot of my clients is, well, how important is my grid, right? And that's a tough question to answer because I really think it all comes down to the balance of it. So I don't like a grid that has all writing all over it. That's all graphics. There's so many words. When I look at your Instagram profile, my eyes don't even know where to look because it's so busy. But I also don't like it when you're so focused on the most aesthetic grid that you could possibly make that it holds you back, or that you're not talking about or sharing the things that really need to be shared. So I always tell my clients, the grid should be beautiful. That's always our goal. But if you have something from the heart and you need to go share it and you need to go live, or you need to post this video because people need to hear it, don't let it not fitting in to your grid hold you back from posting it. All right. That was my spiel on Instagram grids. Now let's go back to the filling. So filling static posts and stories of the content sandwich. Stories are for connection and community. If you were here for my stories training, thank you so much. If you missed it, I would love for you to comment or message story, and I'm happy to send that free training over to you. It's a replay on YouTube. And it's all about how you can turn stories into appointments. So, stories I like to think of are like, the sauce, right? So they add flavor, personality. They keep people coming back to your content. So when you can show up on your stories every single day, that is so important. It's even better when you can strategically use them to actually get patients in the door. Again, go watch my last training because I teach you exactly how to do that and what my exact story framework is to get that done. But don't ignore the story, guys. It's very, very important to show up that way. All right. So you guys have the sandwich, you have the bread, you have the fillings, you got all the sauces, right? The oil and vinegar, whatever it is you ask them to put on your sandwich at Subway. But now we need the side dishes. So the side dishes are email, blogging, Google, TikTok, right? Because we know the main sandwich is Instagram. 99% of the med spas I talk to, all of their leads, all of their patients from organic social media are coming from Instagram and Facebook. So now to really maximize your online presence and create an omnipresent brand, you have to be showing up on these side dishes, but making sure that you're showing up consistently and bringing all of the pieces together, right? This is where the magic happens. So let's start with your email newsletter, that is. Email is a direct line to warm leads. People often say that email is dead. And while I do agree, text messaging is a better, quicker way to get a quick response from people if you're trying to get new appointments. I think that email is equally as important to show up and educate. I like to see in an email a blog that you're doing. I'd love for you to highlight Instagram posts that went off that week. So your highest performing reel of the month. You can embed that into most email newsletter platforms. I don't think most people know that, which is great because then your email is helping you grow your Instagram. People click on that, they go to your Instagram profile, and you're converting your emails into followers. And then if you have the right strategies in place, you're turning your followers into patients, right? I also like blogs as well. Sharing some of that traffic with your website is really important. It tells Google that you're important. Again, there's a lot of different algorithms at play. You have Google's algorithm, you have, Instagram's algorithm. So do everything you can to make them all happy and they'll all work together. The next step of that is blogging. And so blogging is a boost in your SEO. It adds keywords into your website. I recommend doing that once every month at the very minimum. So, and I also recommend when it comes to blogging that you pick a topic and you stick with it, right? And so let's say you're talking about fillers. Well, I want you to find 5 frequently asked questions about fillers and do 5 blogs on them. That's how you build topic authority with Google. And that's how you then take it, you repurpose it, you put it on email, you turn it into 4 or 5 social media posts for every blog. And that's how you build authority and become known for answering those questions, right? For talking about that specific service over and over again. I always say, if you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. So if you want to double down on fillers for, the first 6 months of your strategy, talk about fillers and don't stop talking about them. Even if you feel repetitive, find a new angle to hit it at and say the same thing in a different way. That's how you're going to get SEO authority. It's how people on Instagram are going to start associating you to that specific service, or even better, that specific problem. Maybe you are the hyperpigmentation queen. You know how to solve every hyperpigmentation based on the right products and regimens and treatments. And I really encourage you to talk about it, shout it from the rooftops. Don't stop talking about it. All of those blogs that get repurposed into Instagram and social media posts, right? Or stories even is a great place to put some of that content. So that way it's not living on your grid if you don't want it to. Then you take it and you put it into Google My Business posts. So many people are like, you can post on Google My Business? Like, what? I've never heard of this. Yes, you absolutely should be posting on Google My Business. Don't roll your eyes at me because I'm adding another platform onto your plate here. This is huge for SEO results and improving your local ranking, right? So if you guys have ever heard of the map pack, ranking in the map pack, which is if you've ever Googled someone's business or med spa near me, right? And Google gives you 3 Google My Business profiles, the very top of the list before they even show you the rest of the results. That's the map pack. The more posts, the more keywords you're integrating into those posts, the better that it's going to perform and the better your website will perform, the higher chance you have to rank on that map pack. So again, we're bringing all of this content, all of those keywords that you're working on for your blogs, you're repurposing them onto Google, and that's how you start getting found for those services. So if you have one service that you know your team is just so confident and absolutely kills it at, or a service that is new to you guys, hit it over the head on every platform you can. At the very minimum, I would recommend posting on Google My Business 1 time a week. You can offer promotions or highlight certain products on it. It's a great thing to do on that platform. Next one is probably another question I often get asked about, and I don't want to spend too much time on it because I feel like there's a really big unknown with TikTok right now, right? Like, is it going to stay? Is it going to go? What's happening with it? We lost it for a few days earlier this year, right? And now it's back again, but new people can't download it. And so I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, especially, if there's potential that it will go away. I don't want you to put all your eggs in this basket. And I think that the biggest lesson we can learn from TikTok is why it's so important to diversify. It's so important to take all of your followers from Instagram, make sure that they're in your email newsletter, make sure that they know where your website is, right? Because the truth about social media is we just never know what's going to happen. We could wake up tomorrow and there could be a new platform. Does anyone remember Threads? Like Threads came up overnight and everyone was all over it for like 4 days and then we gave it up. So diversifying, making sure that you have fans in every single content channel is going to be really important. Now, the next one is a long-term game is YouTube, right? Like YouTube is a tough one because feel like you oftentimes are providing educational content there. And it's not always guaranteed that those viewers are going to be from your current location. I think it's great if you're a franchise or you have multiple locations, you can kind of target all of them. But YouTube is really to build topic authority again, because Google now owns YouTube. So we're talking about keywords. So I would say, you do a blog about a topic, you're answering a frequently asked question on a service or a problem that you're really passionate about. You break it down into multiple other posts, and then you use it as a video script. Record a long video script, put it up on YouTube, take that, repurpose shorter clips from it and add it into your story, right? And when we're repurposing and we're talking about the same thing on all of these channels, that is when people start coming to you and they're like, oh my gosh, I saw your video. I saw that you do X, Y, and Z. I saw that you're the queen of hyperpigmentation. And I saw this, short video on YouTube, like you're retargeting me. I see you everywhere. And I want you to do that to me, or it taught me X, Y, and Z. That is how you accomplish that, by showing up, staying consistent in your topics, and breaking those down, breaking them down and repurposing is really just to make you more consistent on it. If you can record a new piece of content for every single channel, absolutely, that's the best case scenario, right? But that doesn't always happen. So repurpose it, put it on every platform, and do it in a timely manner. If you're curious about what the timing should look like, I have a marketing planner. I would love for you guys to DM in the chat or drop a comment if you're on Instagram with us today, and just comment planner, and we'll send that over to you. This planner really helps you figure out what your monthly theme is going to look like, and it also makes sure that you're mapping out your timing accordingly. So go ahead and let us know, and we'll send that right over. So when all of these elements are coming together, it's like serving a gourmet meal to your audience, right? You want them to eat it up, leave no crumbs, remember you, and book with you. So this strategy is exactly how you build that omnipresence and showing up across multiple touch points with one crystal clear message. Patients will trust you before they even step through your door because they've heard you say the same thing so many times that they just know you have the answer to solve whatever problem it is that they have. So I'd love to open the floor if there's any questions, anyone from Instagram. Let me see who's with us on Instagram today. Oh my gosh. Hi, Sherry. Let's see, we got a few different people on Zoom. Cassandra, Kristen, Erica, thank you guys all for being here. Let's see. Any questions, guys? I'm not seeing any. All good, all good. Well, then I'm just going to assume that I explained this very well for you guys. You all know how to get a hold of me. Most of you on the call should have my email. If you're here on Instagram with me, go and follow me. Juliana Diamond Accelerator is my name. Oh, I got a question coming in. Joey, feel free to unmute and ask it, or okay. Quick example of some of them. Yeah, absolutely. I have examples for days. So let's say, for example, let's say filler, facial balancing is what you want to be known for, right? I'm going to use that as an example. So what would your reels be about? Reels could be about, how different facial places interact with each other, right? So a reel about how doing the chin can make the lips actually look more balanced, right? Or how doing the temples can really lift up the rest of the skin under it. So using reels to kind of dictate and walk through that treatment process with one of your patients and then showing the after results with a call to action at the end to book or to ask questions. Carousel could be really similar, right? So you could talk about how injecting is like an art and how someone really needs to understand facial anatomy and what your facial anatomy could mean. Because remember, you always want to talk as what, your reader will resonate with, something that benefits them. And then static posts would be photos of your injector with a syringe, right? Or a before and after photo is a great one as well. Stories are a great place to show all the amazing appointments you have that day. I actually love that when injectors are like, this is what my day looks like today. I have a lip filler. I have talks. I have X, Y, and Z, right? It just builds authority. Like, dang, people are coming to her. I'm so jealous of all those patients that get to come see her today. Your blog could be answering frequently asked questions about filler, right? About facial balancing. How many syringes do you need for full facial balancing? And the whole blog could educate on why it's not that simple, right? And then you break that blog down into more posts on Google My Business, and then you're hitting all of those keywords. You're hitting filler, facial balancing. You're including the treatment areas. You're including, general mLs or syringe, amount of syringes, right? And then you use that blog as a script on YouTube to talk about, why you love facial balancing so much. So that was kind of my run through on everyone if you were wanting to be known for facial balancing. I see some more questions are coming in, so I'm going to jump on to the next one. How can I make posts or videos better in order to get clients to book quicker? That's a great question. And unfortunately, me saying, oh, you're going to have to throw spaghetti on the wall and analyze your data doesn't always mean it's the quickest route, right? Definitely showing up with one crystal clear message is going to help you, and tracking your data. I know it's not fun to go into Instagram and find all the analytics, but seeing what's going to resonate with people. One of the metrics I would look at to gauge what content is really going to get you there faster is going to be how many people tap to your story or click your story or sorry, tap to your profile and then tap your profile link from there. So you can really see how many people saw the post and were inspired to take action. Now, if you're asking how you can make posts or videos better in terms of like what, gear should you buy, or should you use one of those little mics, I absolutely think you should. And I think that you need to ingest like all of the different content that's going out right now, because I don't even know if I have one with me, but these are great. I think that microphones that you can just tap or you can hold and talk into, they add a level of professionalism. Again, the whole idea is to show up and build authority on your social media. And let's see, so microphones, a good ring light, right? And then I think that if you are a aesthetic professional, you should be showing up and like showing us your life, right? So if you're an esthetician, I think that when you show up and you show us what products you use, you show us your skincare routine, most people are like, oh, she has perfect skin. I want her perfect skin. I'm going to go do all of that, right? So then they're more likely to come in and book a skincare consultation so you can sell them those products if that's what you do. So there's a lot of different of ways that we can improve your content, and it really just comes down to what the metrics are saying. Cassandra, if you wanted to book an audit with me, go ahead and DM or drop your email address in the chat. And I am more than happy to go through an audit and show you what, metrics I would look at to make sure that your Instagram is growing and actually getting you new patients. Another tip and trick is I would send an outbound message to all of your new followers and ask them to come in for a new follower discount, $25 off, has to be redeemed in 30 days. You can put lots of different terms around that. That's where I would recommend as well. If you're already getting new followers and you're just having trouble getting them to actually get to being a paying patient, the new follower DM is usually the most effective way. Let's see, another question. What can our staff do and what can Diamond Accelerator do? Divide and conquer. I love this. Joey is one of my amazing clients who I love to work with at Epiphany Med Spa. I hope you don't mind me sharing your info, Joey. And there's a lot of different things. So I love a partner like Joey because he views us as a marketing partner, right? He understands that I'm not in there. I can't record all of the video, but him and his wife, Archana, they show up and they're ready to record that video and get us the stuff that we need to be successful. So then when you work with Diamond Accelerator on your social media services, then we are editing your videos for you. We're creating that copy for you. We're making sure all of those pieces are in place so that way someone can comment, planner, and they get the planner or whatever that looks like. And so ultimately, what we ask of our clients is to consistently provide high quality photo and video content. I think that I just got you guys a shot list to Joey to work on and send over to me. So, so using that shot list and sending us as much stuff as possible so my team can show up for you and get you new followers. We send out those Diamond Accelerator, new $25 off, new follower gift. Been talking for 30 minutes straight. I'm starting to lose my train of thought here. So I love that. And Joey, we can always dive deeper into that on a one-on-one call this week, or I'll send you a Voxer message here shortly. All right. I haven't seen any more questions come in, but I love all the questions. Thank you guys. Don't forget to comment or chat the word planner and we'll send you our annual marketing planner, your ultimate roadmap to making this strategy easy. Plus, get a sneak peek of our Med Spa social media content calendar with monthly themes and trend alerts, which I am putting together now. I would love for all of you to be my beta testers. So I'm really excited to share that with everyone who opted in today. And just remember, you don't need more content ideas. You need a strategy that feeds your brand, fuels conversations, and keeps patients coming back. So let's build it together. If you love this training, make sure you share it with your team or another med spa that could benefit. You can always catch the replay on our YouTube video. And to get access to more free trainings that will grow your med spa, visit the link tree in our social bios and join us live every Wednesday, 2:30 p.m. Central Time, same place. Thank you all so much for your participation today. And I